Alright, so I was on YouTube, and of course the HCQ scandal came up, and I was like, I've heard of that stuff before. Hydroxychloroquine. There. So he said it right. It's in rheumatology.org that I looked up. Plaquenil. It's a class of medications that was first used to prevent and treat malaria. Wasn't that interesting? Because, like, I'd heard about this before COVID, long time before, because I help people get ready for bodybuilding shows. And, well, I'm not going to tell you what I used it for. Let's just say that there's a very small, select group of people, at least here in Canada, that have been taught to use it or new to use it. And it happens when you're actually in competition and you're either getting ready to go on stage or you are on stage, is usually when it's affecting you the most. And so far I haven't heard of anybody that actually died from it. So what am I trying to do here? Oh yeah, show you the benefits of using the screen recorder versus, isn't it so nice out here? Sunrise. You got to get the sun on your eyes at the sunrise because it sets your SCN, that's your central chiasmic nucleus. See, I'm back to just posting what I normally do because I decided I'd just be like a normal person for a little while and just post stuff about whatever on my Facebook and see who argues about it and stuff. Pretty much everybody. And that's why usually I don't spend too much time at all on Facebook. That's it. I don't spend much time on Facebook because people mostly act out online what they're like in real life. It might not be as extreme or it could be more extreme, but that's the experiment, right? One of the many. One thing you'll notice about my Facebook page, if you go right back to the very beginning and look at every post, I don't argue with people online. Just like I don't argue with them in real life, I just leave. It's like, what's the point? As Dr. Cruz says, what would be the point of arguing with someone with low dopamine when they don't even understand 3/4 of the words you're saying? You could be talking too fast. Or you could just darn well be using words that they've never even used in their vocabulary before, and therefore they don't even know the real meaning of it in context or out. And I've said that to people before. I'm like, there's a lot of words where I actually haven't looked it up in the dictionary, but so far all the experiments that I've done where you go, I don't know the exact definition, but I know I'm using it correctly in context, and every time I'm right. Maybe that's because all I did was read books when I grew up and not look at a TV, because we didn't own a television and we didn't have computers like they do now up until we were about like, well, we were far past the age of we'd already formatted ourselves for our life and what our personalities were going to be like. Mine's changed a little bit in the last like 5 years because I actually really did go and live on the street on purpose. And so you kind of get a little bit hardened up and you can get a little bit nasty with people, because that's the only way that you can get rid of some people. If they accost you on the street for no reason, that kind of thing. So a lot of street people, what they do is they learn that, see how that just shuts off? Isn't it funny? They learn that they got to be a little aggressive with people, else those people won't get out of their face all day, right? So don't believe everything you see just because it's right in front of your eyes, right? Think about that. Next time you see a supposed homeless person here in Canada, they all have a home. Most of them have a big flat screen TV, and they're just choosing to live out on the street and take extra money from you. That's all. They're not stupid. See, I never did that. I sat inside the couple of larger centers, the Bay, Eaton Center, really late at night, and all I did was put a cup out, make it look like I might have put some change in it, and then I never talked to the person. I just pretended I was asleep, and Many times I'd just wake up and there'd be a few bucks in there, and that's all I needed, because I needed to go have a coffee, because I actually was living on the money that I was given to live on the street, which isn't enough for a small child to live on if you don't know certain things about nutrition and how to live outside. Like if you were living outside and you didn't want to eat a lot, you wouldn't be sitting around like this. You'd be sitting around like this, and you'd be sitting like this with your bare feet on the ground, because if you were actually a scientist that had the knowledge that I do, then you would know that you could eat like probably a quarter of the calories as long as you sat and grounded and made sure that you were in the sun all day. I barely eat anything. You could ask the people that cook my food for me right now. Like the Taj Mahal, who's still sleeping because he was probably a little stressed out because he's moving, and the moving people didn't show up yesterday. And that's about it. So that's a little quickie on hydroquinone, and I'll see you on the next round. How do we turn that thing off? Oh yeah.